Malawi, I guess the main thing they have there is like ground cornmeal or maize meal. Is they have maize there, they call it maize there and stuff, and it's a popular thing all in Southern Africa, and everywhere you go they'll call it something different. Where actually when I was in the MTC, one of the guys had him do some of this, and I thought it was mashed potatoes on there, and I remember taking my fork and sticking it in to eat the mashed potatoes, and the whole thing came up, you know, and my first thought is they have no idea how to make mashed potatoes here, you know, but like it's just like they grind it up like into powder, into cornmeal, and then they'll mix it with water and things and make it where you actually eat it with your hands and stuff. You just kind of like shape it into it's always like with soup or some kind of what they refer to as soup or relish, you know, and you just kind of make like a little cup out of it, like a tortilla scoops kind of chip, you know, and scoop up some stuff and eat it like that, you know, and but that's the main thing they have there. A lot of chicken. You'll eat every part of the chicken and stuff. We did a lot of that. I remember chicken hearts and chicken liver and intestine and the whole 9 yards. We do all kinds of things there, and that's probably the most common meat that they do. A lot of goat. We had, I guess in Malawi especially, they had what they called mbewa, where it's like basically rats that they've, you know, caught, field mice as they call them and stuff. They look like rats though, you know, they just kind of like shish kebab them and they boil them. And I guess some places they say they peel them off. Every time I always saw them, we go to the market and there'd just be piles of these dead rats and they boil them just like that. Like they catch them and eat them, fur and everything, you know, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. I never ate that, I'll be honest. I couldn't get that in my mouth, you know, but like did a lot of grasshoppers. Caterpillars was a major thing there. I can't remember the word they used for them. I guess fruit was one of my favorite things there. They had like fruit was all over the place. You know, they had tons of mango trees everywhere you went, and I guess something they called manna. I'd never actually figured out what it really is, but it looks kind of like a small apple, but it has like orange slice size seeds in it, and it's super sweet, and just any kind of fruit, like exotic fruit that you would think of here, you can pretty much get your hands on out there, and bananas all year round, you know, and yeah, I guess they have what they call one of their favorite times of year is the Ishwa season, and Ishwa is termites pretty much. You know how they have the big they're like, you watch Tarzan, you know how like you see them like blowing out the giant termites and eating them there and stuff, and they have the same kind of big termites, you know, and they love them, you know, they fry them up most of the time, and when they fry them they taste kind of like peanut butter for a while until you let it sit in your mouth, you know, but the kids like eating them straight out of the mounds, you know, and stuff, and they kind of taste like blood when they're just alive, you know, but yeah, they like every season, there's a season every year where they just like start flying like crazy, and people are eating them all the time, you know, and it's like their main course there during that time. There is they do a lot of I guess another season they have like these giant green grasshoppers that will come in once a year too. That becomes a favorite meal for them as well. Those aren't so great either, you know, but they're not bad, you know. And so I guess Malawi is very much fish based as well. They have a lake right there. Lake Malawi is half the country, you know, and so you'd eat all kinds of things, and they have what they call kapenta, which is pretty much like, I don't know, little tiny fish that they would just dry out, and you just eat them like that. You eat everything, like the smaller fish they catch, you just eat them whole head, everything, you know. They just kind of boil them and cook them up in their tomato soup kind of thing, you know, and you just eat them with that enzima and go for it, you know. But they also have like chambo and stuff in Malawi, which I think is like a tilapia, like a freshwater tilapia kind of thing, you know, and that was really good. You get the bigger fish a lot better than eating all the little ones, you know. I guess as far as Zambia goes, the food's relatively similar. They call it nshima, I think, there, which if you do it backwards, they will give you a hard time about it. If you call it nsima in Zambia or nshima in Malawi. But again, a lot of like soup-based things there. I I guess just kind of, the fish isn't so big in Zambia. There's not like a water source like that there, and when you do eat fish there, I got sick the one time I had fish there, so I'd kind of avoid that if you can, you know. Goat was probably the one thing I ate a ton there, goat and mangoes.